When I was growing up, Ghana music was taking over Nigeria. Like their high life was taking over Nigeria. Like as far your papa could afford radio, this song one day your papa will get the cartridge. Oh yeah, make we go. Your papa.
This particular Nigerian guy has actually criticized Ghana. In fact, according to what he has said before, he said that Ghana has actually learned everything that they learned that they are practicing currently is from Nigeria. But I'm actually very confused that he made this video praising Ghana. In fact, according to him, he said that high life music started from Ghana. According to him, that whatever music that Nigerian musicians are practicing today, they learned it from Ghana. You guys, I'm gonna be allowing you guys to watch this video because there's a whole lot of reaction coming out. In the likes of Flavour, he actually gave some examples, and this have actually got a lot of people talking. You know, is it like the guy that talked bad about Ghana commentary talking bad good about Ghana? Let's check out this video together. But please like this video, subscribe, and share.
Ghana, waiting happen. Ghana, waiting happen. See, let me tell you guys something. There is nobody, there is no culture that influenced the Igbos the way Ghana influenced the Igbos. Back then, while we were growing up, I didn't know Ghana was a country. I thought Ghana was a lifestyle because in Igbo land, Ghana is actually a lifestyle up to today. There are people that still live the Ghana lifestyle. Yes, they have their own dance style. They even have their walking step up to today. Back then, if you are not living the Ghana lifestyle, then you are not a big boy. You are not recognized. I don't think we'll be talking about Igbo musical artists today without Ghana. All the biggest Igbo musical artists you can think of, from Osadebedam to Flavour, they are influenced. Igbos lived with Ghanaians as one. We thought they were part of us. Ghana has the biggest influence on Igbos. While Britain was colonizing Nigeria economically and politically, Ghana was colonizing us, socially, culturally. Up to today, Igbos still live the Ghana lifestyle. Ghana Highlife was actually their biggest export, but for whatever reason, they gave it up and started talking about Afrobeat. What is Afrobeat compared to Ghana Highlife? We grew up dancing to I beg, feel the music, feel the music. Come on and go.
All top Nigerian artists have stolen something from Ghana music. Davido, Burna Boy, Wizkid, Flavour, they've all stolen music from Ghana. There's a difference between being creative or taking inspiration and stealing. And what Nigerian artists are doing right now is raw stealing. It's not taking inspiration or being creative or anything. It is stealing. In the Bible also, they say when you're hungry and you go to somebody's farm and you sit there and you eat everything from the farm, nobody will do you anything. You were hungry and you ate it. Once you start harvesting and taking it home, then you are stealing. So if Nigerians are biting Ghanaian song, the lyrics, and putting them in their song, it's no issue. But once they want to take the genre of music, the whole thing is like you've gone to the farm, you want to carry the farm to your house.
In Nigeria, the popular genre of music is Highlife. Where did Highlife come from? Ghana. This is where it originated.
Oh, yeah. Baby girl, follow me, man.
Nigerian music drawing inspiration from Ghana.
Yeah.
How influential has Ghana been on Nigerian music?
Heavily. You can't quantify it, But it's not just about Nigerian music alone. We're talking about Nigerian pop culture generally, contemporary pop culture. And it has deep roots across history, across different points of history. Like the most recent example is Mr. Easy. When Mr. Easy came from Ghana, had the smash hits, Skin Tight, all these records, you could literally hear everybody going on that double time drum percussion type of thing. Everybody was doing it, but we still found time to step on Ghanaians because we didn't want to give Ghanaians credit. It was also at the time that Nigerians and Ghanaians used to fight a lot on Twitter. I remember that era, Ghanaian Jollof versus Nigerian Jollof, where they would diss each other from morning till night. So a lot of things.
But before the Mr. Easy era,
Yeah.
Can you point out another era where Nigerians drew inspiration?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let's go by sound first. Ghanaian genres have significantly influenced Nigerian music over the years. Shout out to Ayoshona, by the way. He recently released 2 episodes. He screened 2 episodes of his Afrobeats documentary, and a lot of things became clear. 3 things became clear actually. One of them we knew before that. Highlife influenced Afrobeats. That's Fela's Afrobeats. 2, Pan Logo, which is a Ghanaian pop genre or folk genre, is basically the origin of the contemporary Afro pop music. 3, the person that named Afrobeats, like called it Afrobeats, according to Nigerian, is Ghanaian. Right? Those are 3 things that Ayoshona's documentary showed us. Now let's go back to what Highlife, like Nigeria, we had Highlife. We have Highlife. Highlife is basically popular. It's peculiar to the Southeast. Like during the Civil War, post-Civil War, Highlife really exploded alongside psychedelic rock. But when Fela came back into the country, it is basically accepted that Fela Afrobeats, which is basically Afropop, borrows its origin from Afrobeats. And the origin of Afrobeat itself is Highlife. And the origin of the grown name of Highlife in Africa is Ghana. Either you want to accept it or not, that's your business. And that's factual. Like, you trace it back further into the 90s, you are talking about the 70s and 80s, you are talking about the Pan Logo era. Like, the Pan Logo is just the double time, that's the sound. That's the Pan Logo era, Pan Logo sound from Ghana. Now, you can say that a lot of Nigerian pop sounds, Nigerian folk sounds also have those roots. But it is widely accepted or regarded that Pan Logo is the origin of that sound. Now let's bring it back to the hip life era. The hip life era was how people merged hip hop and high life together. So the hip life era basically came with them Reggie Rockstone, Obrafour, VIP basically made it more popular in Nigeria. Even though Reggie Rockstone was rolling with 2004. But the moment VIP came into this country. But even before that, we are talking about Tony Tetula. Tony Tetula basically had 2 records with TikTok at the time. I'm in love with 2 women, I don't know which one to pick. That's hip life. Then we come into the late 2000s. After Waniko jumped on that freestyle produced by Qubits, that sound is basically what is significantly influenced what we know as Afropop today. That beat pattern, that melody, chord progression, that melody type is basically what a lot of us know as Afropop today. Then after that, we're talking about the Pom 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 era, which is Mr. Easy. Mr. Easy's era coincided with not just the Pom Pom era, it also coincided with a lot of the things that people were calling Tonga at the time, and a lot of people were calling whatever at the time. And even look at it now, the 2 big, some of the big, like even in the UK for example, which is like another home of Afrobeats, the 2 biggest Afrobeats producers in the UK right now are Ghanaian. Either you want to believe it or not. So these eras, these things have basically led to the formation of contemporary Afropop music. Now you can say that Afropop is not exactly just a Ghanaian thing alone, no problem. You can say that a lot of things have led to this era of Afropop. You can say African genres like Kizomba or Juju, Fuji, Kwaito, Afro House, whatever. All these genres they've been together, they come together to form what we now know as Afropop. You are not wrong. But the fundamental part of that, which is like the percussion is what makes Afropop. It goes back to Pan Logo and Highlife, and that's factual.
So why are Nigerians reluctant? Why do Nigerians struggle to give Ghana credit for their influence?
Ignorance. A lot of Nigerians don't know a lot of the things that I'm talking about. Like even the day we release this thing, I can guarantee you that a lot of Nigerians will come in there to argue for no just reason. Even though they have no facts, no figures, they just don't want to be subservient to Ghana in any way. And that's unreasonable a lot. Because history is telling you something. You never lived it. People who lived it at the time are telling you that this is what it is. And you are coming out to argue things that you don't know. Just shut up and listen sometimes. Ignorance is one of the things. Number 2, we are talking about sibling rivalry. Sometimes that can be playful. Usually it is very playful, especially on social media. That's why a lot of Nigerians are going to banter and Ghanaians are going to banter each other on social media. It's not something to be taken serious sometimes. But sometimes it can be taken seriously. Because that sibling rivalry is one of the things that lets Nigerian sentiments across the continent. Either you want to believe it or not. So we can't, and then another problem with that is the fact that Nigerians just have an ego. We are the biggest. We are the most populous nation in Africa. Culturally, we are the most influential. If your thing lands in Nigeria, it's going to become bigger. So we don't want to give you credit for what we make. Like, one reason, even though Ghanaians are going to feel slighted by the fact that Nigerians don't give them credit for certain things, they will understand why that if the moment those things got to Nigeria, they became bigger. It's just a problem that Nigerians sort of try to own those things. Culturally, we are the most impactful. We are the America of Africa. Just like people aspire to go to America. Like people will want to blow in America because America is like the grown norm of culture. The moment you blow in America, it's going to trickle down to other parts of the world. That means more money for me. That means more fans for you. That means more acclaim for you. That means more money for you. That's what it is. So with Nigeria and Ghana, that's what we are. A lot of people aspire to blow up in Nigeria. A lot of people aspire to blow up to feature Nigerian artists. Our artists are the biggest in Africa, numbers wise, whatever. The 2010 generation, they are the biggest in Africa. Simple as it is. Deal with it. So with that in mind, it's a problem when a lot of it's not exactly a problem for the other parts of Africa. For example, Amapiano, for example. Amapiano is South African genre. But right now it's blowing up in Nigeria. Azonto was a Ghanaian thing. But when it wanted to really blow up, it came to Nigeria, exploded. That's what it is.
Does that mean Ghana is the most influential country? Has been the most influential to Nigeria, especially this Afrobeats to the world thing?
I don't even think it's a Nigerian thing alone. I think it's an African thing generally because African pop, the moment you hear Afro, what people call Afrobeats, you know it's South African origin. But the problem is this, the Afro pop that we know as it is today has different origins, right? Like I was saying the other time, not just African folk sounds that I mentioned previously. We're also talking about Latin pop music. We're also talking about Caribbean genres of music. So a lot of those things, like when you hear some African Afro pop records, you will literally hear these influences across some of those records, right? But at the root of it is Pan Logo and Highlife. That means fundamentally or significantly, Ghana is the most influential. Ghana has been the most influential in this Afrobeats to the world movement, and that's part of it.
I don't think the conversation about Ghanaians copying Nigerian linguists and terminologies, especially when it comes to food and everyday expressions, I don't think it's being had. We're having the conversation in a constructive way, and I feel like it's becoming hostile and downright bullying creators and vilifying them. Just to catch up, people are getting upset because creators and just generally Ghanaians are using more words that are associated with Nigerians, words like omo, pie, and calling certain Ghanaian foods like puff puff or swallow. And all the creators I've seen, or at least most of them have seen, and most of the people who comment on such videos, all you ever hear is Ghanaians like to copy. Ghanaians don't like their tradition and their culture. That's why they are choosing someone else's. Ghana for Pesiatra. And that couldn't be further from the truth, because there is a cause and effect relationship that is absolutely being ignored. So let's talk about the causes. When you turn on your TV, right, especially during the day, just local Ghanaian TVs, it's full of Nigerian movies, YouTube Nigerian movies. If you come online, they are more populous than us. The audience is larger. And if you are a creator, a filmmaker, music, you want to go where there is support and where there is audience, because you're trying to market what you're selling. From time ago, when people make recipes and post videos on YouTube, even when they mention the Ghanaian equivalent, there will be the Ghanaian name, there will be a Nigerian equivalent. It doesn't matter that there's a Cameroonian name or a Togolese name for it, because there's a larger audience. And sometimes the pressure of being on an international stage is so much, you tend to, gear towards what most of your audience are saying is correct or what they're saying is true, and being able to resist that is so hard. The first time I heard the word pie was in Olive the Boy's song, that song for Asylum Over You. By the way, that song is promoting femicide. Anyway, when I first heard that word, I was wondering, what's a spy? Now everybody is saying pie, everybody is saying japa, because that's what you hear. Like, it's in our music, it's in our movies, it's in our content. It's like there's been a bombarding of more terminologies and these things, so eventually people are adjusting to it and picking it up. It's not an issue of Ghana for Pesiatra or Ghanaians are copying. What content are people being bombarded with? Also, if you look at Ghanaians who have lived outside of Ghana. Me, I'm a Ghanaian living in Kenya. And to even be Ghanaian in your own right is so difficult because you introduce yourself to someone or you say I'm from Ghana and then they start making like Nigerian references. You try and correct them and they resist it and they tell you but you are the same anyway. I know someone who renamed me from Efwa to Chioma because Ghanaians are Nigerians anyway, and like Chioma is easier to pronounce and it sounds the same. You start talking about your food, your culture, and then people will start making Nigerian references. Eventually, it becomes tiring. You almost just want to give up and say, okay. And this may not be a part of the conversation, but I just want to ask Ghanaians use words like y'all, ain't in their daily lives, and that's American lingo. So, are we only resisting this type of change and adaptation when it's another like African country, or there's a deeper reason? I think the way forward would be to have this conversation in a better way, correcting constructively and with kindness, and just producing more Ghanaian stuff, more actually Ghanaian music, Ghanaian movies, Ghanaian, popularizing Ghanaian slang. It's not an issue of Suyatra or we don't care about our culture. It's like there's a lot of importation and people will adjust. Having an understanding that adaptation is not inherently wrong and understanding why people are adapting, the cause of it, the cause and effect is very important. We can say, okay, this is too much. Let's do our things our way. Let's readjust in a way that helps to drive the conversation and help people to have a fundamental understanding of why this should be done and this shouldn't be done. And as we are producing more, I hope that we support more. I don't think the criticism is matching up to the support. So let's support more.
When I was growing up, Ghana music was taking over Nigeria. Like their high life was taking over Nigeria. Like as a five your papa could afford radio. This song, one day, your papa will get the cartridge. Oh yeah, make me go. Your papa will get that cartridge. Fine woman, show me your love. Oh. Are you cold? Your papa will get that cartridge. Even if your papa no get down, FM radio station will help you play it. So Ghana music was then the best in Nigeria. Forget your Sadebe dance and. But when you want to play, it's when I came to Ghana that kind 2012 that I start hearing the music. Then along the line, then I'll hear Chi. Then I start making inquiry before I notice that they were Ghanaians. Hey, Ghana people see non-Nigeria people in everything. Just that today, table 10. Even everything that Nigeria people are doing in Ghana today, Ghana people have done it in Nigeria before. Even Nigeria people self-complained that time. Ghanaian young men, we are once a teacher in Nigeria. They teach. You can ask, I go ask. So Ghana people was once the senior Nigeria people in everything. Both, hey, you school past Ghana people. Let's call a spade a spade. Even today, some Ghanaian people still make good music. Just that their industry don't help matters. Their bloggers like posting dispute. They like posting their downfall instead of their progressing. Not like Nigeria people.
Guys, at this moment, I will give it up to Kenyans because Ghana has actually been the king of Afrobeats. But I feel at the moment, yeah, you can see the original and the pirated song when it was playing. So I feel population plays, have a lot to play in this particular Ghana and Nigeria music. Who is the main high life? The high life, like I'm a Nigerian, you guys, and I know that some of us here in Nigeria actually still practice the Ghana lifestyle. What that guy said, it is true. There's a community around this my area here. They practice Ghana lifestyle. I'm telling you for a fact, and they have the Ghana step. They used to stay. I think some local have actually what did that on the movie. So you could say that I don't feel like, let me just be frank, population also plays a long way, because when Kenyans upload these videos, when they shoot these videos, when they make these videos, because the population of Ghana is 4 times Nigerian own, or 3 times Nigerians, because Nigeria is almost 200 million people. So before the 200 million people go see am, Nigerian people have uploaded their own with the promotion. Nigeria deals a lot with promotion. All people posting. Now, it tends to overshadow the original content, which, all credit will now go to the person that collected. So let's give it up to Ghanaians. Let's, I beg. Let's forget the fact that we are the king of Afrobeats, we are the king of this one. Give it up to where you learn that from. I feel at this point, Ghanaians should be, giving them copyright if they don't give credit to where they got the original content from. Because the likes of Flavour, allegedly, that Flavour gets some of his music from, the olden music of Ghanaian musicians of Ghanaians. But is there credit being given? I've not even heard some of it. So Ghanaians should be giving credit for their crafts. So at this point, who should be crowned the king of music, king of Afrobeat? Ghana. The difference is there. It's there. But I don't want to say, but Nigeria, sometimes we should be showing gratitude though. It's very, very important. It's very, very important. Give honor to whom honor is due to, because they were the people that bring the inspiration that got you the music you produce today. Anyway, kudos to Ghanaians. You guys are really doing well. But Nigerians, you go still person craft, you go still no give and credit. Good though. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on this particular video. I'm simply Lilian. Thank you so much for your love. Thank you so much. Please like this video, subscribe, and share. I'll see you on my next one. Bye.